So let's talk about exposure, aperture, and priority. That is, or those are the three components of the exposure triangle. Why are they important? Because if you want to shoot manual, then you're going to need to know how to control all three. But if you prioritize one over the other, then that's what you're going to use. So anyway, exposure talks about the camera's sensitivity to light. If you raise your exposure, you're allowing more light onto the sensor, which is going to increase the sensitivity on the sensor. And you'll be able to see on the video that as you increase that sensitivity, you start blowing out your image. Now, the next thing you can go to is the aperture priority. And as you'll see on the video, we're going to start at what we call a wide open aperture. And on this camera, it's the Sigma 56mm f1.4. It is going to be wide open at 1.4. At f1.4, you'll see that the background is completely blurred out, and and we're focused directly on the subject. So when you have it at f1.4, it's very little that's in focus. Only what you want to be in focus is in focus. As you lower that aperture, which is increasing the f number, you'll see that more of the plane of focus starts to show itself. You'll see that a lot more will be in focus. Depending on how far away you are from the subject, you'll never get it all in focus, but you'll start to see that more of it will become focused. The third part of the exposure triangle is going to be the shutter speed. At a fast shutter speed, you'll see that you freeze action. And at a slow shutter speed, you'll see that the motion is going to be shown, or the motion is going to be a lot more evident. If you look at the video here, there's traffic that's going by. At 1/8,000th of a second, you'll see that the cars are moving, and you can see the video is kind of jittery. As the sensor is catching that movement, it's freezing it, and that's what causes the jitteriness. Once you slow that shutter speed down to somewhere around 1/50th of a second, which is what most folks like to use when they're recording video, you'll start to see that things have a lot more of a smooth flow. And that's why it's used, because it's more of what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing motion, and it mimics that motion very well. As you can see though, as I slowed the shutter speed down even more, and when recording in shutter priority, I was only able to get down to 1/4 of a second shutter speed. You'll start to see that the cars are a whole lot more blurry. So less motion, or less of the sharpness is being captured, and more of the motion is being seen. So there you have it. Those are the three parts of the exposure triangle: the exposure, the aperture, and the shutter.